Dude, yeah, man, dude, let's dive in. So, dude, who's Michael?
Oh, that's good. Wow, man. I still kind of see myself as an Air Force captain. Like when I was in the U.S. military, from I think I was 26 to 33. I was in there for 7 years, and I think it probably changed me the most. It was probably the best decision I ever made was to join the military. I did it right after 9/11. I was working at a nightclub. I was working at a gentleman's club, actually. I was a manager, and I just one day after 9/11 happened, I had a degree. If you guys remember back in '01, there was not a lot of jobs. We were going through like a mini recession. We had the crash of Enron and MCI WorldCom, and then we had the dot-com bubble, and then we had the crash of '01 after 9/11 happened. And so I just went and I joined the military, and it taught me a lot about leadership. And during that time, I got into audiobooks, so I started listening to audiobooks all the time. Started to get through like 50, 60 audiobooks a year, and I like vaguely sort of got into the self-help community, and I started giving speeches back in '08. And so probably from '08 to 2019, I was just like I was invited to speak at different conferences and stuff, and like coach for free. And it was nothing, I was working in finance. It wasn't anything I was doing professionally. And then I think 2019, it was this point where I was talking to this one guy, and he was saying something to the effect of, when guys invest in your program, they try so much harder. Right? When they're watching a free YouTube video, a few people, but it's less than 5%, will actually like put a fire in their ass and actually go change their life, become a real estate agent, right? Fix their social media, get in shape, build a 7-figure business from free YouTube videos. It's a very, very small amount. But when people actually like invest money, I was talking to Cole Gordon. He paid one of his mentors $120,000. I had another buddy of mine who went to high school with me. He paid Grant Cardone $120. No, I'm sorry. First guy paid Cole Gordon, paid Patrick Bet David $200,000 to mentor him. Another guy I know paid $120 for Cole Gordon to mentor him. And both of these guys came back to me and was like, "Yeah, I tripled my business. It was worth every penny." One of the things is like when we started this business, one of the things you can write off is continuing education, right? If you have your business, if you want to take someone else's course, you can write that off for your clients, right? Or you can write that off for yourself. Like taking a sales course or something like that. So we started doing that. End of the year, we got to write stuff off, so we would like buy these courses. And the thing is, a lot of them are so incredibly helpful, but from the outside looking in, to a lot of people, they may look like, well, I don't want to pay that much money to learn how to sell real estate. But if you do, though, you're already in the top 1% if you do learn how to sell real estate from a course. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think that's probably kind of a big issue, is like a sort of like a scarcity mentality. And I was that way too. I was like never going to pay for anything. And then when I started doing it, I was like, man, you learn so much more this way. And these guys actually do have these secrets. And then you see this like rise of this coaching brand that has happened recently, where there's a lot of people who start podcasts and become coaches and create their own programs. The problem is that so many of them are scams that becomes problematic. But I think the internet can balance that out by the positive and negative reviews. I know one dude, this guy's a complete scam artist. He makes all of his clients, in order to continue the program, they have to give him a positive review in order just to get to the second part of the program. It's an utter and complete scam. And so he has these tons of.
Dude, that's the guy that our mutual friend is going through an issue.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Me neither. I don't know.
I don't know anything about what you're talking about. But like that whole situation, when you do that, one of the problems that happens is like now he's got a bunch of positive testimonials. I have 50 testimonials that I have on my website, and probably another couple hundred, in other places. But just on the funnel, on the sales page, there's just 50, just because it's too long after a while. They're video testimonials, and it's just one of these things where like I feel like right now, if you try to start a business and all you did was just be normal and not try to scam people, like literally gave what you promised that you were going to give and don't overpromise. There's always this battle between fulfillment and sales, where fulfillment is like, I can't guarantee this. Why are you doing this? And sales is like, guaranteed in 60 days, 100% satisfaction. And then fulfillment's like, hey man, chill with that. Like let's actually like tell them they're gonna have to bust their ass. It's gonna be hard. Some of you aren't gonna make it. And sales is like, fuck that, no, 100% guaranteed And there's this balance that has to happen. And that's one of the things I do with my team, is like, we're never going to promise anything we can't do. And they've come to me with some wild, crazy ideas. And I was like, no, if we can't 100% fulfill this, then we're not going to put it in our ads. And that's one thing that's really been very helpful for me, is like, and also just to be fair, I don't have millions of followers or millions of subscribers on social media because I don't do that. I don't overpromise anything. I have this very like moderate, realistic promise that I can get of the results I can get you. and then I have 600 clients that say, yes, what he said is true, and then that's it. That's what I do.
Dude, I mean, so I see the same problems. I call it the growth fulfillment paradox.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we're trying to grow the business, got to manage the business. So what we ended up doing was putting a onboarding specialist to bridge that gap.
Yeah.
So bring them in, recorrect expectations. So it's interesting that you experienced that same thing.
Yep. Shout out to Gashard. He's our onboarding specialist.
Nice,
He
dude.
was our first onboarding guy. I have 8 networking coaches. These guys are like coaches who they specialize in a different topic that they actually teach. Then I have onboarding coaches that once you buy the program, they're the ones who install. They get you on School. We use School. We don't use Kajabi anymore. Discord. We use School. And then I have guys, the setters and the closers on the sales team. Those guys also. And then I have a video editing crew and stuff like that.
Thanks for checking out this short clip from the full podcast I did. If you want to see another clip, go ahead and click the link right here. Or if you want to see the full podcast, you can click the link right here and check it out.